Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever. Thought I needed to get in a cast before Christmas. So, we're going to cast Torrent and Eco Dude Noob. Fucking awful name. Torrent is back on his good name. T3MX is a pretty good name too. Eco Dude Noob, otherwise known as this guy. No. Eco Guy Noob is this guy. Fucking Jesus. Eco Dude Noob. That's BullyDozer. Pretty sure. Can't see Mineola, so I can't check. But I think it's BullyDozer. There's quite a few good Dutch players. So let's see. Cybern versus UEF. And yep. So 3 P-gens. And Torrent has 3 land factories planned. No air. That is really dangerous on Twin Rivers. Maybe he has total faith in his opponent to not build a bomber. That happens sometimes. These kind of things play into ladder games quite a lot, I think. If you just know, if you know something of your opponent's tendencies, then it can give you a nice advantage. I don't know if Torrent knows whether BullyDozer is a fan of bombers, but you can tell some people are. Some people will go bomber almost all the time. Some people will almost never go bomber, and then the more interesting players will are not so tied to do the same thing all the time. And those are the dangerous players if you don't know what they're gonna do. So you have 1 engineer assisting Torrent, 1 engineer assisting the commander in his initial build. Quite fast expansion for Eco Dude. And his second factory is a land factory with a lot of power around it, so maybe he'll rush T2 land with that. Perhaps. Very nice quick expansion here. 2 engineers going to the back so you can get the hydro quite quickly. Torrent, only 1 engineer back here, he's not going for hydro. Slower to this expansion as well. So I'm not sure what the story is with that. I think he spent some time reclaiming here. You can see there's some rocks missing, and he's reclaiming over here. And he has 2 engineers. Oh, they're kind of split between different projects there slightly. And still just 1 engineer for BullyDozer. We're gonna call him BullyDozer a bit. So he is slightly, well, he got a nice mass income quickly, but needs to use it now. Needs more than 1 engineer. You want to add 1 pretty early, and then you want to add more to that quite quickly because you get so much mass. And you want to do like Torrent and have basically, I think it is correct to aim for like 3 engineers assisting the commander. Because you have so many mexes. Already has 13 and he's expanded slower than Eco Dude. So we have some tanks moving out now. A slight attempted raid here, just 1 tank. It's not going to work. This engineer successfully gets to the water. Can't be raided, and he's going to edge build a factory in this expansion. Quite a nice move. Torrent is a bit slower because I think he may have gotten more reclaim. Yeah, you can see Eco Dude did not invest the APM to grab that, or the time. Nor the time, I guess. And Torrent stole a fair bit of this reclaim. Eco Dude moving in on this. Wait, hang on. There's 2 transports here? Is that? Oh, is there always 2 transports? Oh, 2 transports on 1 flak, I guess. Torrent saying something about an inti. Oh, looks like he lost the air fight. Oh, he lost the air fight. Turin did, and did absolutely no damage to his enemy interceptor. Love when that happens. And now air is paused because doesn't have enough power. Well, yes, looks like he has a decent amount, but Hydro quite slow. Turin's a little slower. And Turin seems to have more tanks around, but will that make a difference for him early on? This is a good position to attack if you do have a few more tanks. And also, you know, breaking off maybe 3 and a scout. And coming down to here, that would be pretty decent. Harder to get other attacks going. I mean, hiding a tank back here is quite nice. And then coming out when you know there's an engineer in the way. But doesn't seem like he's making use of his tanks. Doesn't have confidence in his tank numbers, maybe. For whatever reason. Looks to have a bit of a power stall because of the transport, which is quite power intensive. Nice adjacency on this factory, though. BullyDozer talking about his legendary BO. Had to pause air. Now he has power overflow. I think a bigger problem is that he has so much mass in the bank and his AC still has not left the base. That's probably a bigger issue. Maybe he could have gone like fast T2 just because why not? You can get away with shit on this map. You can get away with fast T2 mechs. You can get away with fast T2 land. Get those pillars out. But he's not going for that. So factory almost already finished. Down here. Mass to be taken. Mexes to be grabbed. Engineer looked like he was trying to build a PD quite far forward. Gain a bit of space, but it did not work out. EcoDude continues expanding faster. He has all 4 mechs at the front. Turin only getting his now. Turin grabbing the only 2 mexes on the main island that are equidistant from the opponents. And he's trying to land right on the factory so he can maybe capture it. Or simply reclaim it. But yeah, another factory is going to be built over here. So reclaiming is not going to be that useful. There's already so many engineers out. And now he's losing his engineers. He's going to lose 2 of them. And now, oh, he fucked up here. He's going to lose all of them. A lab or something is going to come out of this, and that will be the end. But he does have the top side, has a factory, made a few labs to stop any engineers that drop from getting a base built, and here comes that drop. So let's see how it works. He has them all in one spot, so he should be sort of, I think a patrol order around here is good. Because now we have a scout, so he's going to aim for somewhere else, and actually the factory's gone idle. That's a mistake from Turin. Not one you'd expect him to make. And so maybe there's a chance. T2 land started only now and not in the factory that you would want it to start in, I think. And look at that, he drops. It doesn't drop on the factory, he drops here, builds a PD. And it looks like he's going to be able to take that. On the other side, actually, this engineer did manage to build a factory, and we have a fight on for both islands. Now an engineer comes out, he's going to walk straight into a PD unknowingly. Uh-oh. And there's already a factory up. Arty coming out. Yeah, that's doomed. We need another drop here from Turin. On the bottom side, though, I think micro is going to be required. Oh, we have 2 factories. Third factory is going to be up. I think this is quite good for Turin. This is obviously bad, but look at the amount of mass that EcoDude is investing. I mean, 4 factories, that's 1,000 mass. 6 engineers, a PD. All these factories producing. That's a huge investment. And down here, 1 factory has forced PD 3 extra factories. All of these units. So, I mean, he's probably invested like maybe 4,000 mass now in both those islands very recently. Torrent is making the gun. Eco Dude, no gun for him. He is about to finish 5 T2 support factories. Can he afford that? I mean, he has 4 T2 mexes. And that's all. Let's see what it will be like. His mass immediately goes to minus 60 there for a second. Let's see. Well, he has some mass in the bank. That's nice. Oh, bit of a damage to his air there. And the transport is probably engineers. There's 2 NGs. Yeah. Not good. That's a mass donation. You know, that'll help him recoup some of those losses. But now he has both islands. That's 8 mexes. An 8 mech swing towards him. And he can grab some reclaim. Building engineers on repeat on the island. I don't like that. And you end up with a lot of build power. I guess the only thing you can really use that build power for then is usually more air. And now he's in range of this gun commander from Torrent. He has to bring his whole army. He does have most of his pillars nearby, so I think he will be just about okay. But look at this. T2 army is also here for Torrent. You can see the value in the stealth is so nice. Eco Dude didn't even know he was coming. And the hoplites have gone down. There's only 8 rhinos, so not that many rhinos. But look, Torrent is now forced so many pillars into range of the gun commander, and he can farm some nice veterans. He should stay in range as long as he can of these pillars. Get as many overcharges in as he can. And now maybe hang around to suck up as much of the reclaim as he can. Bombers coming in. Get fried. So there are those all-important flaks in the mix. No stealth as of yet. And this is nice attack as well. Gonna take out some mexes. Looks like there's some reclaim here to be taken. Don't know what happened to all these units. And Torrent being very aggressive. And look, good dude, can't do anything. That's to retreat. A huge amount of shields have just come out. And they're going to block all the overcharges, but that is a big investment of shields. Torrent able to get even more kills, keeping the pillar numbers lower and lower. Instant drop from those Medusa, and they kill the PD instantly, and now try and run away from the engineers that are trying to reclaim them. Looks like he wants to run a lot of these units past. I think that would be an error. And he really needs these units near his commander. Needs to be careful. His flak are now out of position. Eco Dude going for T2. He's probably gonna rush the gun after that. Oh, is he trying to use the Medusa on the commander? I think it's a bad use of Medusa because fire rate is not amazing, and they may just miss, and they're probably all gonna die as they did. So maybe a waste of his units there by Torrent trying to target the commander. If you have better artillery at that particular job, then yes, by all means. If you have some nice Zooies, for example. They're the best example. Actually, he wasn't going for T2. He's gone for Nano because he wanted that health back. Thought he would go for T2, but he has T2 PDs out, and now he has T2 engineers out, and he has a T2 PD. Not making Sparkies, just making T2 engineers. I guess he really needs that P-gen badly because he has. Well, he basically needs a whole T2 P-gen just to fund these shields that he's making. Oh my god, he has so many of them. Stop making those. I think like 5 just came out of all of these support factories at once, completely ruining his economy. And he's also making the gun at the same time. T2 P-gen still not finished. If you look at the eco, I think he's slowed down big time. 18 T1 mexes. quite a few units on here. Only one factory left. He did nicely to recycle that. No radar. Oh no, there is. Just zoomed in too far. Now, scouting, you can see Turin got some engineers forward, or a lot of engineers forward, and Reclaimed also got some forward factories so that you can try and even steal this Reclaim here, which is very close to, or even in range of T2PD. Using that attack move, you can see the range here. Oh, there's nothing in range anymore, so I can't show you. But Turin still has that map control deficit. Now, he has the same number of T2 mexes, but he has, oh my god, he has over halfway T3 mexes. 2/3 of the way in both of them. And he also has storages, so that's T2 mex, and then storage is like a T2 mex on top of a T2 mex, more or less. We have a couple of stealths out of position. Nice T2 army here, honestly. 26 rhinos. Nice number of flak, full HP commander. And he's keeping close eye to make sure there's not... While we could see T2 air on the island, that would be quite nice, I think, from Eco Dude Noob. Oh, Turin needs to keep this T2 army alive, and this gun commander has just come in and overcharged 4 rhinos here, 2 more here, and that is vicious. You can see the advantage Turin had when he had the gun versus a vanilla commander. That is now gone, as he's against a nano commander with gun. And there's a lot of pillars and shields coming towards him. And it's a bad formation, fortunately for Turin, but maybe also not the best formation. Now he's very afraid that he is about to die, and is forced to commit all of his rhinos into range. Now Eco Dude Noob should be staying in range right now, not falling back. Once you force your opponent to actually put their T2 tanks in range of your commander, you have to make the absolute most of that. Now he had he had shields, he has full HP, he has a lot of pillars. He is not going to get surrounded and killed by some rhinos. It's just not going to happen. So he should stay in range and he could overcharge so many more of these. And I hope also he has decent overflow. He does. He has a couple of storages. Also has some Sparkies somewhere, because he has a bit extra on his storage. So Sparkies actually have energy storage on them. So he must have a Sparky somewhere. Maybe over here. Yes, we have a couple. You can see, or actually you can't see. You can't see that they have energy storage, but they do. That's why he has 14,400, not just 14,000. So very, very nice reclaim field. But look at this. Who needs a reclaim field when you have 2 T3 maxes? How many does Eco Dude have? I think we know that it is a grand total of 0. He also has no storages. Only adding them now. Still has the advantage on the overall mech count, but he has invested a lot in defending these, and they are only T1. So we have another air factory here, a T2 support factory, and we have a TML on the side. Classic move. No TML on this side. There's only T1 mexes, and I don't think you can reach back here. The first hint actually that Eco Dude would have that there's T3 mechs, and this is the third one. Big lack of scouting from both players. Slightly lazy gameplay. This could be a late night game. Still, very nice reclaim field. Could have been even bigger, but a nice reclaim field. T3 land is out. Trebs are out. Trebs, and all these walls are going to make the Trebs even more effective. They can do so much damage to T2 armies. They do about 600 or 700 damage if they land pretty much dead on. So 3 shots and a pillar should be killed. Now one thing you can do is spam scouts out of a factory. T1 land scouts, spam them towards the trebs, and you can cause some nice friendly fire, or at least avoid fire on your army that you're trying to protect. The shields do their job here. The pathfinding is completely fucked by Turin's walls. Worth noting perhaps that Percy's one-shot Cybern walls. Maybe not worth noting, honestly. Yeah, you can see a lot of damage, just under 400 there on these, but in a very large radius. Oh, the T1 bombers coming in after the TMD, and already another one being built. That's a big investment to send that many bombers. Bombers aren't cheap. Maybe he sent like nearly 1,000 mass worth of bombers after a TMD, and took out one power generator with his TML. I think we should see T3 BGen in the not too distant future, because well, he has very little power really for having so much mass in the back here, and this is so vulnerable. If this was to be dropped, just imagine an arty drop at any time could just come across here and end the game effectively. You lose those C3 mexes and the game is over. Can't really imagine a way back. T1 bombers now coming after the trebs. They're burning in the napalm. And that was probably a T2 radar as well. So a lot of bombers invested, and if they can take out the trebs, it's going to be great, but they have not really been too successful so far. Killing TMD is alright too. Killing T3 engineers, not bad. He only got one though. Killing build power is pretty much worth it. With a bomber, it's always worth it really, because you can kill... Oh, this engineer is getting repaired and rebuilt. Trebs, even though they're moving so much, still when they do stop and take a few pot shots, you can see the pillars are disappearing quickly, and a lot of damage being done by the trebs. Yet more bombers. Just drop some artillery here and it's GG. You already have units on the side on even more PD going up here, and there's still only T1 mexes. Turin not happy about the bomber. Like look at all this dead build power. And there's a lot of T3 engineers, so maybe Turin is well, maybe Turin's getting ready for a spider bot perhaps. This TMD is enough to defend. Only one TML. So many missiles built here, and one unit has been killed. Killed that T2 Gen, and there's only the first T3 and T3 mechs for EcoDude now. Only now. He has more reclaim. He's stalling some mass, recycling some T2 support factories. Don't know if he should do that. I think maybe recycle the T1, and you can use the others for shields, flak, T2 engineers, sparkies, and instead of using a lot of T1 engineers, use T2 engineers. Especially if you do want to make a Fatboy at some point. And this game is, well, it's still going. Looks like it's going pretty long. We do have a T3 Pigeon somewhere. Here it is. And we have T3R on the way. Still, the lack of defenses back here is super risky. There's over 100 mass income here, and his total mass income is 179. So you can see the importance of this. This is it for Turin. And if we had some T2 airplay from either player, it could be nice. Drops. Drops are always important on Twin Rivers because it is such a stalemate of a map in the middle, because you have a lot of mass, big defender's advantage, not much mass in the middle. You have these mexes here, they generally don't get teched because you have all these mexes behind you to tech and protect. So drops are really important and very, very valuable on this map specifically, and on, well, a huge number of maps. They could be very, very influential, but always a cornerstone of Twin Rivers. Another T3 mechs, the 5th. And yeah, you can see desperately trying to catch up on T3 mexes, but overall he has already caught up in economy. Also upgrading more efficiently the T1 mexes and getting a second T3 P-Gen. So we should be T3 air time. And again, the scouting is weak. The scouting is weak from both players. This side never been scouted. Never. Finally we have the back scouted. So you can see there's T3 mexes and a lot of storage. The storage is important. It's a big deal. And a retarded number of bombers. A wing of bombers. Somebody reminded me in a comment one time that it's a wing. Like a murder of crows. And another T3 mechs, a lot of T3 support build power, and a strat bomber. Where's the strat gonna head? Now, this would be a good spot to strat bomb. No anti-air, 3 T2 mexes with storage. Stealth is engaged. Actually, no shield here, so, well, it would take 4 drops of a strat bomber to kill those pigeons. Oh, he flies directly into all of the anti-air and lands on a lot of shields. He was trying to kill the trebs, which would, or not the trebs, but the demolishers. Would have been very, very good to kill those, but there's so many shields that, oh, the shields may go down from the trebs, and the strat bomber's dropping. Oh, it dropped over here, I think. Well, not much killed so far, not looking too good. Finally, we oh my god. Is that the most pathetic thing you've ever seen? At 29 minutes 30 seconds into Twin Rivers, 3 tanks, 2 arties, and 1 mobile anti-air. Holy he's gonna kill a T2 max anyway. Oh man, that's what he does. Another T1 drop. He's gonna kill. Oh my god, 90% T3 max. Fuck. Right, I take it all back. Amazing drops. Oh, for fuck's sake, and he's sending the commander back. He's sending the commander back. There's a Megalith almost halfway. How much mass did he have stored? How much mass did he have stored? Can you build a bomber or something? Assist it. Do something. Your T3 maxes are dying. And your artillery, his artillery is killing your defensive PDs. And the mass stall is creating a power stall. Please don't lose this. Alright. Now strap on these fuckers. Well, here comes the wing of T1 bombers. It's just T1 attacks going on here at 30 minutes. The demos, well, he's lost a few. There's still some, and he's sending the... He wants to bomb the fucking Megalith. Now, finally we kill the annoying T1 drop that killed a T2 mechs. A couple of T1 PDs. This was 90% to T3 when it died. Torn is not happy about this cancer. There's quite a few ASF. Well, not really that many, but Torn has 0, I think. think he just built 2 strap armors and no ASF, so that was perhaps a mistake. And now Eco Dude has, well, caught up and well surpassed in mass income. He has very little T3 build power. He has 1 T3 support factory, that's all. No wonder he has a shit ton of mass in the bank. I think he needs to be building some kennels. We have 20 Percys, and he's being very aggressive. Oh, there goes probably the Omni sensor. He wants to take out this T3 P-Gen. Is there anything around it? Oh, not much. But the bricks under the shields are going to be very, very good. They're now in range of the Percys. Percys have slightly more range than bricks. Once the bricks get in range, they have a good chance. This is so painful. Still can't get over that Mex going down. And the Mega is finished. Look at that. Beautiful. Turin with some nice build power to get that out. Build power is the problem on this side of the map, though. And he's gonna regret. These should be building like 2-2 engineers. And imagine if he had all those support factories, he could build a lot more build power a lot faster. Kennels would also be an option to quickly increase your build power. And he really needs something fast, because there's a Megalith and there are almost as many bricks as he has Percys, and he just needs to run now, as this Mega is already in range, farming so much stuff. There's what, T2 Arty at the front, in range of the base, and actually there's some good targets. I mean, all this build power is a pretty good target, but they are going to go down to the Megalith. Oh, 30k mass, he says. He's only realized now, and that's why you always watch always watch the mass bar. Heavy gunships coming up, and that well, look, Turin is ready for this. He has a lot of flak here, quite a decent amount. I'm not spending any mass yet. Well, he's not spending more than his income. That's a crucial issue. And this Mega, I think this Mega wins the game. There's just, it's going to be so difficult. He doesn't have, say, a shield commander to somehow get under there and overcharge. As unlikely as that is. Now Torrent Scouts and Seeds should see the T3 gunships. Maybe some more cheese. Just build a stealth and add 5 TMLs. Maybe you can TML a lot of stuff in the base. Maybe you can even TML the commander. Although Torrent is on the move. Sam's going up. The gunships also, instead of going for the Megalith, could aim for this very much easier target of Torrent's commander, who is marching forward. He's actually selected him with a bunch of engineers and given him an attack move, probably unknowingly. And the AC is just going to walk all the way up here because he's not going to reclaim on attack move, because he's not an engineer. So he's going to behave like a unit. The gunships are coming in, but there's a lot. The flak is here. The units are with him to defend and help versus the Percys. So the gunships retreat. Now, are there ASF coming out at all? No, there's T3 engineers. Need some ASF badly. The slant attack is brutal. Already 34,000 mass killed. Another Percy goes down. Percys are actually dodging some of these shots. It's quite funny. Oh, this T2 Arty at the front was doing well. I hadn't even seen it. A couple of T2 gens go down, and now the Percys are running away, taking free shots. Time to march forward again. Keep going. Do not stop. Okay, Torrent's found his ACU again. Should maybe just patrol in a small area or something. You patrol in a small area can help you not get TML sniped. Another thing is to just... Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess he does really have to take out this Mega, and the flak has fallen so far back that he can get a lot of damage on the Megalith. Probably not a time to move in with the Percys. Again, see, moving in and back out with the Percys. Torrent is doing very well with his micro. What's the reaction? There's like no reaction. I don't really see the reaction other than spamming a shit ton of T3 gunships, which he can't use because there's so much flak. I mean, maybe I don't really see how he can get rid of this flak. Mega still standing on 100,000 HP, nearly 110. He has used some mass, but on what? T3 mexes that are not going to defend versus a Megalith. I feel like that's what he has been doing, is making these T3 mexes. That's where his mass has gone. And it certainly into some gunships. He's sending the gunships in again. The Mega has gotten another vet level. It's on 120,000. The gunships are dropping low and actually gonna lose some to interceptors. Now we see an ASF involved as well. 2, 3 gunships fall out of the sky with some oh, the Mega only started now. He has a decent amount of engineers, but he's lost almost all of his Percivals and fed the veterancy to the Megalith, which has 115,000 HP now. And he's also, well, yeah, he does have enough mass to finish this Fatboy. Now, what has Torrent been doing in the meantime while he's been moving forward with this? Well, he hasn't been doing much, actually. He's been building a lot of SAMs. That is the main thing. He hasn't replaced this. He has also been ecoing, perhaps. And he started another Mega now. That's Mega losing some HP, down under 100,000, but on its way to another vet level. And now the Loyalists see their opportunity, and they're going to try and run through and do a lot of damage. But yeah, without flak, this is going to be a mass donation. And I guess those are some new gunships rather than ones that have been repaired in the air staging. So many T3 gunships. With this many, you should always be thinking about aiming for that ACU. The problem is this ACU has stealth and he's out of Omni range, so he has to always be scouting to find it. Now the flak again still out of position, and a lot of bricks disappearing very quickly, and there's more and more mass building up right on the edge of Eco Dude Noob's base. God, I hate that name. BullyDozer. It's just painful to say that. Now, we've also lost some flak. The flak numbers are dropping. The gunship numbers are increasing. Still, the Mega is 110,000 HP. T3 Mex goes down. Another T3 Mex goes down. Eventually. And maybe another one again. But that's not really that important, because if he doesn't hold this position, there's just absurd amounts of reclaim. What is it? 50,000 here. We have 60. Let's see, total 67,000. That's a lot more valuable than a T3 Mex or two. Here comes the Fatboy. Fatboy, of course, outranges the Megalith. Over here, the gunships look like they tried to do some damage, but no chance. Look at all these SAMs. And even some flak. Nuke started. Has he even thought about an anti-nuke? So much power. Although, actually, far less than... Oh no, that's reclaim. Sorry. They're on pretty even numbers this whole expansion. Now this final T3 Max is going down. The Megalith. Another vet level, 115,000. The Fatboy's lost its shield. But how? Oh no! Oh, that is a really bad mistake. 90k killed mass on Maga. Bit of a slip there. And he control Ks. Well played, Turin. You can see how brutal the Mega was versus his army. I mean, his army wasn't as big as perhaps it could have been. There's a big build power problem. At one point, we had one T3 support factory. Not many tech engineers, no kennels, and a lot of mass in the bank. And that was the biggest problem. Turin managed his build power well. Almost had a second Mega and had a decent mass in the bank as well. Was very, very scared of air. But yeah, very nice use of the Mega, going back and forth. The Mega, all the Perseus got sucked in and out and fed the crab, which got 4 vet levels, 90,000 mass worth killed. Some mexes killed, and yeah, Eco Dude got the Fatboy out just too late. A Fatboy is amazing versus Megalith. Has the range advantage. You can just keep kiting away and do a lot of damage, but he built it too late. That is one thing for sure. And also, well, he lost his power income because he put so much build power on the nuke that he wanted to build. Not a bad idea at all to go for a nuke there. If he if he had got the Fatboy done a bit sooner, then he would have a lot more space to kite around. The gunships ultimately could not defeat the flak. Maybe he could have at some point tried to split attack on all the flak, kill it as fast as possible. But it is really risky when you have that many flak. They can kill your gunships quickly. And kill a lot of them quickly. And of course, another problem, the timing that the Mega finished. If you had scouted and seen the Mega's almost finished, you do not want your Percy army all the way up the field when that happens, because they're going to get chewed up as they did on the way back. So all they can do is run. So I hope you enjoyed this game. Well played, both players, and Merry Christmas.